Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Ink and Fig. My name is Alex, and this is another episode of Coffee Date with Alex. Today I have an iced tea because it is both summer and evening, and I don't want to be awake until 3 in the morning tonight because I have work tomorrow. So we're doing iced tea instead of coffee. But you can have whatever you want, obviously, because I don't know what time of day it is where you're at. Okay, so today I have reading updates, which if you watched my June TBR, you know that I've been having some problems actually getting things read in May. I have basically not read anything. I haven't finished a single book in May. It is May 24th today, and still haven't finished anything, although I do have some developments and I will share those with you. And in addition to that, I also have some book mail that I would like to unbox with you. I'm very excited about both of those things, in part because I forget what's in the Book of the Month box. So I know what's in the Indigo box, though, and that's very exciting. So we're going to unbox all of that together. Another change that is happening today in this here video that you are watching right now is I figured out that I can film in 4K with my front cam. So I'm in 4K. I don't know what that means in terms of how this video is going to pan out, but I'm remaining hopeful. I'm hoping it's going to be a good thing. Maybe that we can notice a difference. I don't know. We're gonna sort it out. Reading update. I've been reading Our Violent Ends, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm actually finally past the halfway point. I'm on page 330 out of about 500. One of the sort of main ongoing story plot points has just resolved itself. And it resolved itself in the most beautiful way, and I was really happy with how that turned out. And all of the fallout that came with that, it was beautiful. It was perfect. So happy with that. We have brand new problems, because of course we do. And there's just a lot going on in this book. I'm trying really hard not to spoil it, but I want to talk about all of the beautiful things that are happening. I don't know how I feel going towards the end of this book, honestly, because I think I saw, not necessarily a spoiler, but a hint that this might end in both a predictable way and a way that I don't want it to end, you know? So, I don't know. It's gonna be bittersweet when I get to the end of this, but I'm really excited to keep reading and see what happens on the way to the ending, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misread the spoiler. It was a post on Tumblr. It was like a meme, and I'm I don't know how deep to read into memes, but I feel like I may have spoiled this for myself, so oops. But it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I love it. This owns my whole soul right now. And I'm very excited to be reading Last Violent Call in June, because I am not ready to let these folks go yet. And then I have Foul Lady Fortune. And Chloe Gong is releasing a new book in July called something that I forget, but it's an Anthony and Cleopatra retelling. So I'm here for it. More Shakespeare. I love to see it. So, with that aside, let's unbox these books, because I honestly forget what's in the one package, and then I know what's in the other package, and I'm super excited about it. So I think we're gonna open the mystery package first, because I have no idea what's in here, because I ordered this. With Book of the Month, you get to order right at the beginning of, so I'm just waving a knife around. You get to order right at the beginning of the month. And the beginning of the month was a long time ago, and I've had this sitting on my counter for several days because I wanted to unbox it with you, and I just haven't had a chance to film a coffee date in a while. So I have forgotten what I got. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Okay. Book of the month has been active for 100 months. That's exciting. It says so right here. So that's kind of cool. I should probably say at some point that this video is super not sponsored by Book of the Month, because although Book of the Month sponsors a lot of people, I am not yet cool enough to be sponsored by Book of the Month. So I pay for this and I enjoy it. This book is a lot shorter than I was expecting. So I got Paper Names by Susie Lowe. I don't remember what this is about. Set in New York and China over 3 decades, Paper Names explores what it means to be American from 3 different perspectives. There's Tony, a Chinese-born engineer turned Manhattan doorman who immigrated to the United States to give his family a better life. His daughter, Tammy, whom we meet at age 9 and follow through adulthood, and who grapples with the expectations of a first-generation American and her own personal desires. Finally, there's Oliver, a handsome white lawyer with a dark family secret who lives in the building where Tony works. A violent attack causes their lives to intertwine in ways that will change them forever. Taut, panoramic, and powerful, debut novelist Susie Lowe's Paper Names is an unforgettable story about the long shadows of our parents, the ripple effect of our decisions, and the ways in which our love transcends difference. So this is going to be juicy is kind of what I'm getting out of this. I really like these kinds of books that are very based in reality and sort of explore the deeper, grittier problems of real life. Like there's nothing wrong with a good fantasy book. Obviously, I'm loving Our Violent Ends, which I wouldn't necessarily call fantasy, but it's definitely like a twist on historical fiction. And it has kind of a contrived air about it, right? Because it's a Shakespeare retelling. And I love Six of Crows, which I think counts as fantasy because it's in the Grishaverse. And like, that's all great. But stuff like this absolutely gets me. Like, I love reading about real people. And this is about, you know, real people, and not real in terms of like these people actually exist, but real in terms of dealing with real people problems. You know, so I love that. I cannot wait to read this. It's a lot shorter than I expected. I'm gonna try to see the page count without spoiling myself. I think it's 284 pages. Amazing. There's no author's note. What? Unless it's the beginning. Like there's usually an acknowledgement section, and this author sounds awfully cool. She wrote at night while working as an investment banker at Goldman Sachs, and this is her first book. That's really cool. I can't wait to read the. Also, like, come on, look at that cover. It's so pretty. Gosh, that's pretty. I can't wait to read this. That's cool. All right, let's do the package that I know what it is. I'm so excited about this. I finally have it! Look, 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 look. Oh my god. Wow, I love Kay. This minimal cover kills me. I've seen so many different covers for Yellowface over the last, like, year in all of the press that they've done about it. Like, there was one that had a white text book review all the way down that was, like, annotated. That was really cool. I like the simplicity of the one that they ended up like going with for the popular publication. So how cool is this? Oh my god. So if you haven't heard of Yellowface, this is R.F. Kuang's newest book, and it is about a Chinese author and a white author, and they are sort of frenemies, rivals kind of thing in the writing scene. The Asian author's work is a lot more popular than the white author's work, and it's sort of a bone of contention for the white author, obviously. The Asian author ends up dying in like a freak accident, and the white author finds an unpublished manuscript that the Asian author had written and then publishes it as her own. And it turns into this big, huge thing, and it's really fantastic. Of course it was, because it was written by this other author who was much better at what she did than this white author. And so it just kind of gets out of hand, but I think it's from the point of view of the white author, and like she thinks that everything she's doing is fine. And it's not. So this is just a great big fictionalized, sort of bordering on satire look at the publishing industry and about white privilege and about racism in general and in the publishing industry. And I think it's just gonna be a really juicy read. So I'm super stoked about this. Cannot wait to get into it. And this, if you saw my June TBR, is on my reading list for June, so I'm gonna be hopping right into this. One thing that I do want to note is that this, I think, is the shortest book by far that R.F. Kuang has ever written. I'm trying, once again, not to spoil myself. 319 pages, which is super, super short. Like, having so recently gone through my struggle of trying to finish the Poppy War trilogy, I'm acutely aware of how long her previous works have been, and this is quite short. So looking forward to sort of a digestible length for me personally, because I'm really bad at reading tomes, and she seems to specialize in tomes. So I'm looking forward to being able to engage with her work in a more concise manner. And more so, I'm just so ready to see what she has to say in this, because I think it's going to be so good. Very excited for that. So that is where I am at right now. I am hoping to finish Our Violent Ends by the end of the month, and I really want to try to get more than just a single book read in May, because it just feels like I really haven't been doing as much as I have in previous months. And I shouldn't beat myself up for that, because sometimes, you know, mental health has to take precedence. And that's what I'm trying to allow myself the space for, is just to sort of chill out and get my legs back under me after such a big reading month in April. But like, then the numbers don't make me happy either, because I currently have nothing read for May, and I'd like to have at least one, but I'm hoping for 2. And if I do 2, the second one's going to probably be Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman, because that was also on my list for May, and it's poetry, and poetry is pretty quick and digestible in comparison to some of the other things that I have on my reading list this month. As you may be able to tell from my shoulder, the sun is starting to move, so I think I am going to sign off for the day before we start getting some weird rays of light in my kitchen here. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I really appreciate you being here. Go down below and like this video if you liked it, and give me a comment and tell me something that's happened to you in the last couple of weeks. Something good, something not so good. I would love to hear about how your life is going right now. And then subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, because you don't want to miss any of the upcoming stuff. I have some really cool stuff planned for June, because we're halfway through the year and we got some stuff to talk about. I will see you in the next one. Bye.